Alright, hello. Welcome back to the channel where we are making a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Yesterday we got a NPC, our first NPC on screen here. And we've got some collision detection for him. We've got two different states. We have an idle and a walk state. So I'm hoping we can flesh out the entity walk state out a bit more, I guess both the states, and then I'm hoping today we can add in another NPC so we have more than just the villager. So let's start tackling it and see what's up. So if we look at our entity walk state, how we're choosing our direction at the moment, it's not entity walk state, it's actually NPC idle state. So all we're doing is we have a table of directions here, and this is how we're cycling through which direction they're facing. So either facing down, right, up, or left. And then there's a timer and a threshold here. So I guess what we can do is we can set like a random number here. So like maybe 1 through 8 or something. And we can say local walk trigger maybe gets a random number, and then once the timer hits that random number, then oh, and actually this is this is going to remain 1 because this is how often we change which direction we're facing. But here is where we want to put the walk trigger so that we have a random amount of time before they start walking, and let's just see if that works. So it should be anywhere from 1 second to 8 seconds, and it'll just pick whatever direction he is facing and just walk that way. So we don't want them walking off screen. We want them to walk in like a little rectangle for now. So let's think about what we want to do, and maybe it's best to try to draw this. Let's try to imagine what it takes to do a little walking state for our NPCs here. So I think what we want to do is we want them to, you know, if we start facing down, then we want to wait 1 second, and then face the new direction, and then we want to take a step in that direction, and then we want to basically do that again. So he'll wait 1 second, we'll face the new direction, and actually he'll face the new direction before they take a step. So it should actually be face the new direction, then wait. So let's do that. So it'll be, face new direction, and then it'll be wait for like 1 second. Man, I'm trying to get used to this pen here. It's tough. Wait 1 second, and then it'll be step in that direction. Gotta sneeze. Fuck. Step. And then this needs to repeat, right? So So face a new direction, wait. Step in the direction, wait. So those seem to be the only steps. So the question is, in this sequence here, what counts as idle and what counts as walk? Idle is the... Let me think. Face the new direction, wait. Step in the direction, wait 1. Okay. Okay. So I'm trying to imagine like what it takes to cycle between the idle state and the walk state. Does idle state... Would idle state just be both of these weights? Both of these weights is the idle state. The only difference is yeah, let's see. So if this is idle and we always switch to a walk from an idle, then sometimes when we switch to a walk, we have a step, and sometimes when we switch, we have a face a new direction, and both of which are followed by a trigger back to idle state. So if we're trying to imagine, yeah, let's say we idle and we just say, okay, if we've been in idle for 1 second, go ahead, switch to walk. Now walk will either step or face a new direction. How do we trigger either of those behaviors? Step in a direction, walking state. I'm kind of thinking we don't have an idle state. I'm thinking just in the walk state, we incorporate all this stuff. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Oh lordy, man, I do not get how to use GIMP still. What the heck, dude? I'm using Photoshop keys on GIMP and it just screwed me up. Okay, so I'm thinking that this is just the entirety of our walk state. And it just advances the direction, waits, steps, waits. And then our walk state is just all of this. So then we can decide if we want to give it a second before we boost them into the walk state or what. So I'm going to leave this up for me to refer to. Okay. So for right now, we want to swap to the walk state, kind of right away. Like, we'll do this right away. And actually, we should probably just boot into walk state because they're not going to be idling. So I think in our map is where we're setting the state for our NPC. Let's see right here. So once we declare our villager at a certain space, we change its state. So let's just say it's at NPC walk, and right now walk just walks in the direction they're facing. So, oh shit. Local anim is a nil value on NPC walk state. Okay, because we don't have a animation. Is our animation? our current animation, what's the difference between our idle state and walk state versus our animation? Oh, we don't create it until here. Yeah, this is messier than I'd like it to be. We have to run the create animations function on the animations table so that we have, actually, this is just, why is this? We have a gecko corrupted and a gecko. This is just the entity. We want the idle. Okay, so this is where we've got it. No, not change animation. We want create animation. This is, I'm actually not sure why it's crashing here. Local anim nil on 26. What are we doing in the idle state that is different than our other one? Because we have an anim here, which is a dot current animation, but we're not actually doing anything with our current animation here. So why can we do it in idle and not? Oh, I don't think we're giving ourselves a direction. Let's give ourselves a direction here real quick. Let's just say, oh, we do give ourselves a direction right here from the entity. Okay. So the only difference is that we're changing the animation of our entity right from the get-go in our idle state. So if we were to do change the animation for our walk state, I believe we won't crash anymore. Mother, I guess that is not right. I don't know. I don't see what we're doing differently here. It's literally the same code for the render. We must be NPC walk. Yeah, we're giving it the right state to change to. Okay. So let's go to our map declarations and we'll just start our player in walk. Shit, man. Why? Why? We're able to switch to walk after a certain amount of time, but we can't start in walk for some reason. And I don't know why. See, that's fine. Let's just walk through what the idle state is doing. We do change an animation right off the bat. What up, Salto? How's it going, dude? See, look, change state, NPC, tack walk, change state, NPC. Yeah. We're not doing anything different as far as I can tell. The only thing different is we're not changing the animation. Is it change animation like that? Really? I'm really stumped on, I like, this is not what we're supposed to be working on right now. Like, I thought it would be very simple to do this. What up, K-Tron? How's it going, dude? The only thing I'm trying to wrap my head around too is like we're passing in an entity here, and the entity we're passing into the init or the walk state is right here. We pass in the entity from the map in the .npc table at the index of the villager index, which is just, this is not the right way to do it, but since we only have one NPC there, we should be able to just say NPC1 in the NPC table like that. And now walking is fine unless we try to change state to a walk right off the bat. We should be able to... Why, dude? Local anim is a nil value on walk state. So we don't have a current animation. Where are we rendering the create animations for our NPC here? Entity idle state, that's... we do it right off the bat here. Create animations we store them in our .animations. Okay. So this is like a little weird because we have a .animations table that we give all the frames and the timing, and then we call .animations in the entity. It's no longer the table of the definitions for the animations. It is then the result of running the create animations function on the initial parameters. So if we take a look at what that looks like, it's in our entity defs. We have the .animations right here. So all it is a key, like a walk left animation. It tells it which frames it is, the interval at which to animate, and the texture to pull from, and whether or not it's looping. So we should, like when it says it crashed because the anim is nil, I don't get how it's nil because the current animation, is part of the .animation that we run on every entity. So when we run this create animations, we should have a current get current frame. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's in the animations class. Right here, this animation class should have a current frame, and this is part of our create animations function. So yeah, we should have it. It shouldn't be a nil value because we do have a an animation that is being returned, an animation type that's being returned that has a current frame. So when it crashes on right here, attempt to index local anim in the walk state. And this is exactly, see, okay, this is just so weird why it's doing this to me. Because it can render a walk state, no problem, we know that, because if we start with an idle, then he does his idle logic, which is just turning, and then he goes to his walk state, and that's totally fine. I don't get why it doesn't like that. Because right here we're saying, like, make sure this villager in our NPC table at that map location, make sure its state is at idle. And it doesn't get updated until we're actually on that screen. Like the instant we initiate that transition, it knows that that thing should is going to be on screen, so therefore it updates it. And we know the state works because we are actively changing to it. If we were to go to the idle state and say, let's not change to NPC walk state until the timer is past 6 seconds, it will then wait 6 seconds to then trigger the walk state, and that doesn't crash. So the walk state doesn't crash. The walk state's only crashing when we try to change to it right from the get-go, and I don't get why. We do have a change animation here. Okay, let me just compare. Hey, what up, Fanny Slam? Hey, welcome in. How's it going? Trying to see what we're doing differently in our walk state than our idle state. Oh, entity idle state, not NPC. There we go. Okay. So we have the dot entity, we have a dot direction. We could change this so it's just a little more. Well, no, it should be the entity direction here. Yeah, let's leave that. Let's leave that as is. In our update, all we're doing in our walk state is just updating our position and changing to an animation if we have to. And then our renders look exactly the same. I'm not sure what you're meaning, Astra. Trying to make a chat overlay with Love2d graphic capabilities. I've never tried that, so I don't know what to suggest for that. I just use Stream Elements or whatever for chat overlay, so I can't help you there. What's up, Prosto? How's it going? Okay, I'm confused. I don't know why we can't do it. So like let's try it where we literally the first thing we do is change our state to NPC walk from our idle state and see if that works. Why does that work? Why does it not like... We must be changing the state wrong somehow. Change state, camel case, NPC tack walk, map declarations, change state, NPC walk. Dude, yeah, NPC walk. That's literally what we're trying to do here. Yet we crash. Okay, I'll tell you what. I will work on this and try to figure this out, but I just want to actually start making progress. So let's for now change our state to walk right. This is so weird. This is so basically we're initializing to idle, and then the first frame of idle we're saying, okay, just kidding, we're actually on walk. And for whatever reason that doesn't crash. So we'll just move on and work on some walk state logic here. And then I'll try to figure out why we can't just start in the walk state. I don't get why we can't do that. So we'll try to figure that out. So here's our walk state. So let's bring up our pseudocode here. And we need to do this. We need to face a new direction. We need to wait 1 second. We need to step in that direction. We need to wait 1 second and then loop. Yeah, Astra, sorry, I don't know. I've never done Love2d for anything other than just the game development stuff here. So, yeah, so I don't know of a way to do it like what you're talking about. Okay, so here's our walk state. Let's comment this out. This is our old stuff. So we do need something like we had in our... We need a table of directions, right? So we have a table of counterclockwise directions, starting with down, then right, then up, then left. Okay, so we need what just happened? We need a state. We need a timer for waiting after we've faced a direction, and then we need to wait a second. We need to step a direction, then we need to wait a second. Okay. So we need to, first of all, face a new direction. So what we'll do if we're in our walk state, we have to change our direction. Let's see. And then this is we have to have some sort of flow, because we don't want to change the new direction every frame. So it's like we need to set a trigger for if like which part of the movement we're in. So let's just say gosh, I don't even know. This is all new to me, so I'm figuring this out. But it's gonna be like something like what would we call the step of the movement? Like these steps here. There's 4 steps to this AI. So let's just, I mean, for now we can just call it step 1 is gonna be true because we have to do step 1. So we'll kind of use these booleans to trigger which step of the logic we're walking through. Okay, so if we're in step 1, then we need to do step 1, right? Which is just face a new direction. So we're going to say that our entities.direction is going to be updated to the next direction from our possible directions. So we're going to say, now we're going to start every NPC facing down so that the next direction will always be this, I guess, the second direction, you know, in the table. So I guess we can say we can have a direction index, and this is what we did in the idle state, and we're just going to say direction index is 1, starting 1, which is facing down, which is how we start. So what we're going to do is we're going to say that we're going to increment our direction index. Now this works because we're going to be indexing into our clockwise directions table, and if we increment this direction index, what will happen is clockwise directions at index 1 is down, at index 2 is right, at index 3 is up, index 4 is left. So every time we increment this index, we're going to be assigning our direction to be our table, but we're going to go into the table at whatever our direction index is, so that we get the string value of whatever direction we're supposed to be facing. And then we need to run change animation, and we do that like this, and we need to give it whatever idle direction, and then we concatenate it. So our idle, we want to be our idle direction, so it'll be concatenate to a string of whatever our value, you know, we want the string of the direction we are, which is now in the entity direction, so we can say entity direction. Okay, so if we're step 1, we do that, and then we're going to say, okay, well now step 1 is false because we've done it, right? So step 1 is now false, and now step 2 is true. And then, you know, oops. Else, if we're in step 2, then we need to do this next logic, which is wait 1 second. So we'll call it a wait timer, and it's just going to be 1 second. And if we're in step 2, we're going to increment. Actually, yeah. So if we need to start it at 0, we're going to increment wait timer, and once it hits 1 second, then we're going to trigger step 3. So it's going to be wait timer plus delta time, but we assign this into our current wait timer. And then if our wait timer here is greater than 1 second, so waiting 1 second, then we're gonna initiate the step. So we're gonna just trigger the next step by step 2 getting false, and I'm sure there's a better way of doing this. This is my initial take here, trying to do this. Step 3 gets true. And if we're in step 3, then we need to step in a direction. So this is going to be in the form of changing our... The way entities work in my game is that if they have a direction... Oh, you know what? Yeah, this is jacked up. By the time we change the direction here, they'll actually start walking, because that's how it is. So that's how it's set up, is that the entities walk when they have a direction. So actually that is only for the enemy entities. That is not for the NPC entities. Okay, so we should be okay there. So all we do right now is we change our direction to be the next direction, but that would mean that the very first frame we go from facing down to facing right. So step 1 should probably be wait a couple seconds for step 1. So I don't know. We'll set this initial timer to 0. And this is to kick us off. So we're going to say, this is so bad. Initial timer gets our initial timer plus delta time. And we're going to start step 1 to be false, so we don't start changing directions the instant we're in a walk state. So we're just going to say if our initial timer greater than a second, then go ahead and step 1 gets true. This is jacked, okay. And we only... This is so bad. This is so bad. We only want to increment self-timer if self-timer is smaller than 1, because we don't want step 1 getting true every frame after the initial timer is greater than 1. So we're just going to do this. It's nasty. I know it's nasty. I know it's nasty. NPC walk state 28. Let's get rid of this. We didn't close this. Okay, we are crashing in the entity class because our animations is a nil value. This is weird. Man, today is not going smooth. I think it's indicative of some worse problems underlying, right? So it's like it only crashed on that thing because we tried to change the direction. Clockwise direction. Counterclockwise directions at the direction index. We have a dot direction index. We change the animation to be idle plus a string of whatever direction. That should be right. Unless, this, I think we need to run, we need to run change animation as a function here using the colon. And then let's hope. Okay. He did some flipping out there. Okay. First thing we're doing is we're setting our direction index to get incremented. We set our entity's direction to be that new direction that we just changed to. Then we change the animation to be facing the current direction. And then we move on to step 2. And then on the next frame, if we're in step 2, then we're going to increment our wait timer. And if our wait timer is greater than 1, we're going to move on to step 3, which right now it doesn't do anything. So let's see. Yeah, we should be changing directions here, but we are not. Now, I think it's because our idle state we changed to walk right away. And then we're walking. Step 1, let's do this. Okay, he turns, and that's it. Okay, let's keep going. So we wait a timer, and then we're on step 3, so let's go see. Step 3 is going to be move in a direction, so we're just going to say, if we're in step 3, we should have a walk timer for how long we need to walk, which is going to be just 1 second. And we're going to say, if step 3, then we're going to decrement our walk timer. And then while our walk timer is greater than 0, we're going to modify. See, and this is tough because we need to modify a different value for our position depending on which direction we're facing. So if we're facing up, we need to modify our Y to go negative. If we're facing down, we need our Y to go positive, and then left and right for the X. So I guess we would just ask which direction we are. If our direction is right, which it starts to be, if our direction is right, then we're going to go ahead and modify our X position. We're going to say self.x gets our current X, and it's entity. Self.entity X gets our current X position plus our entity's walk speed. So I'm hard coding in, or like the only doing it for facing right, which it is. Holy shit, he just zoomed out there. Y. X plus, oh, we need to scale this by delta time. So sweet. Yeah, okay. So we got them walking. We do need to change their direction, so we need to run the change animation. Change animation to be the walk animation paired with whatever direction they are currently facing. So we'll do a toString self.entity direction. Okay. And then if our walk timer is smaller than or equal to 0, meaning we've walked for a whole second, smaller than or equal to 0, then we're going to go ahead and move on to step 4. So step 3 gets false. Step 4 is true. And then let's just see if he stops walking after 1 second. So he should go turn, walk, change animation. It should be self.entity : change animation. That should work. Nice. Sweet. So I think we want the walk timer to be about 0.5. I don't want him walking a lot. I just want him a little bit. So we'll say 0.5, and then we will, at this point, face new. Wait, timer. Okay. step in the direction. That's step 3. And then by the time we're here, we need to change our animation to be the idle of the current direction. So we'll say entity change animation, and we're changing it to the idle. Yeah, they are new crashes. I mean, we can walk off screen with the entity there. We've fixed that, but yeah, we're trying to figure out a decent way to get them just walking in a square. So like, we've got very. This is jacked up, but I don't like that it turns. Yeah, I want to change this so that we don't start turning right away. So I do want. This is so bad. This is so bad. What we're going to do is we're going to try to increment this initial timer. This is disgusting, and I'm ashamed of myself. But it should wait. It should wait and then turn. Oh, son of a bitch. Why does that screw stuff up here? Oh, step 1 is always true. Okay. This is bad. So the instant step 1 is true, we flush it back to false. So we need I guess that's okay. It's just that we don't want step 1 to be true until a certain amount of time has passed, which is how I had this initial timer. Initialized AI. It's not AI. I'm just going to say initialized walking. Gets false. So we don't have initialized walking from the get-go, and we're gonna if we are not initialized walking, then we're gonna go ahead and increment our initial timer. This is weird, dude. Naming is the tough part of programming. It's really bad. If we're not initialized walking, then we're gonna go ahead and increment our initial timer by delta time. So we need to say gets initial timer plus delta time, and then if our initial timer is greater than that 1 second, then we're gonna once and only once change our step 1 to be true here, and then once initial timer gets bigger than 1, we need to set our initialized walking to be true so that we don't accidentally do that more than once. Okay, so now we should wait a second before we turn to the right and take a step. Nice. Cool. That's exactly what I want. So that's almost the whole loop, but we have to take into account the different directions we could be facing for step 3. And then If our walk timer is greater than 0, we're going to go ahead and go change to idle. Okay, so we need to do another step, which is just wait a second. And that is going to be the next step here. So we're going to say, was that step 3? Okay, so if we're in step 4, we need to wait. We need to wait for a walk timer or wait timer. Wait timer. See, I want to put the wait timer back. I want to count wait timer as a positive number so that we can decrement it. Just because that's how we're doing the walk timer. So where is the wait timer we're doing here? Wait timer is going to be decremented. And then if wait timer is smaller than or equal to 0, then we're going to trigger step 3. So let's just make sure we didn't break anything there. Wait, turn, step, wait. And then it should turn and then step. And then it should just be in a loop there. So we do have to, if we're in step 4, we need to wait a second. So we're going to say that we're going to reinitialize. Oh, crap. Yeah. We need to reinitialize our walk timer or our wait timer to be 1. Once we're done with the wait timer, we need to reset it so that we can then do more logic with it. And then I think the same with our walk timer. We need to reinitialize it once our walk timer is triggered. So right here, we would need to reset our walk timer so we can then use it again. Okay. So we're going to do, if we're step 4, all we need to do is wait to change to step 1 again. So if we're in step 4, we're going to decrement our wait timer. And then if our wait timer is smaller than 0 or equal to 0, then we're going to go ahead and we've got to do 3 things. We got to set our step 4 to be false. We need to set us back to step 1. And actually, step 1 happens right away. So we have to add another step or do something a little different here. But let's just do it for now. Step 1 gets true. And then we need to reset our wait timer to be the initial value. And we'll take out these magic numbers here because I don't want the wait timer to be these magic numbers here. So let's just do that right now. Okay. So in our step 4, we're decrementing our wait timer. Once we're past that threshold, we're going to become no longer step 4, but become step 1, reset our wait timer. So let's give ourselves the positional update for every other direction before we forget. And we'll do them in order here. if we're going to be facing up. Oh, did we change our direction? The first thing we do, step 1, is change our direction. Okay, so this will mess up. I'll show you how it messes up. It won't crash. Well, I say that now. I don't think it'll crash, but it will change a direction as soon as we're done walking instead of doing a wait. So I think that'll happen, but we're gonna modify the positional updates depending on the current facing direction. So if we're facing up, then we need to move our player up. So we're gonna say entity.y is gonna be updated by the current y position, and it's gonna be subtracted by our entity walk speed. And then we can't forget to scale it by delta time as well. And then we need to change our animation to be the walking version of whatever direction we are facing. Okay, there's up. So let's get left. So left is going to be our X position, and it's going to be subtracted by walk speed to move us left. That should be right. And we can do the change animation outside of all the ifs because that is the same line of code. So we can change that. And then down. Down is going to be our Y position, and our Y position is going to be increased by the walk speed. So let's take our animation and just add it here where we do it in step 3 outside of all the direction logic here. Let's see. Okay, we didn't move up. Oh, lordy. Was bad. That was bad. Let's say what's up, Magnetonics? How's it going, dude? Okay, well, that is so weird. Oh, we accidentally deleted that. That's not good. Okay, we have... Okay, let me just see if this walks us up, at least. Okay, walk right, wait, turn, walk up, wait, turn, walk left. Shit. Fuck. Yeah, we're trying to get some decent, I mean, not like really AI, but just like get them to be like walking, so that we can hopefully make a couple of NPCs and get them walking. It doesn't like It doesn't like the last loop here. So like we do need to change our direction upon yeah, we're not changing our direction. We need to increment our direction here. I think. Cause yeah, okay, so step 1 is face the direction. Step 2 is wait. Step 3 is go ahead and step in that direction. Step 4 is wait. So yeah, we do need to increment our direction here at the end of step 4 so that step 1 it can then do another step. Yeah, dude, it's not so simple. Like I'm literally just trying to get him to walk in a circle, and it's like I've had, you know, we're an hour into the stream and he's not even walking in a circle yet. But yeah, we want to do this. We want to change the direction. Now we do actually, yeah, this does change direction as soon as we're step 1, so the only difference is we're doing this initialize walking. I'm going to turn this initialize walking off. Oh yeah, we aren't doing that. Okay. So yeah, we should be changing direction already. This should mess it up, but I'm just curious to see what happens if he does face down at the end of his movement. That was wrong. What the hell? I don't like how finicky it is. Like, it shouldn't crash so easily. And I don't get why we're getting that anim doesn't exist. Let's see what the exact error is and see if we can piece it together, because it shouldn't crash that easy. I mean, it shouldn't. Yeah, it shouldn't. (93) on walk state. Local anim nil value. Same one. So the weird thing is the current animation is always gonna be let's see what our change. No, yeah, I mean our change animation is only it's part of our entity. So let's just look in our entity class here. Yeah, all it is just the current animation getting assigned to whatever animation we put in there. So the animations are generated from here in the entity defs, and we can see that our villager 1 has a walk left, walk right, walk up, walk down, idle left, idle right, idle up, idle down. So anytime it's saying that is nil, our current animation is just whatever we changed our animation name to, and we're never changing that to be nil or like I don't get why. Like only unless our entity direction wasn't getting populated correct, it would. Hey dude, that's fine. Yeah. Peace out, dude. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. I know you were streaming earlier today, so I totally get it, dude. Okay, so step 3 is we step and then we change our animation to be idle. Are we screwing this up? No, entity direction. Let's idle, tack. Yeah, that should be right. Yeah, it's the same exact line that's working elsewhere. Now, let's just print out what step we're in and see if it crashes like the instant we're in step 4. Oh, see, well, step 4 should not be nil, it should be false, so that's probably why it's crashing here. But, well, I don't get why it's crashing at nil. Why? Oh, it's not step 4. Self.step 4. Okay. False. Okay, so it's like step 4 is part of every turn, and that seems to be working for everything except the last turn. So the last turn is at step 1. As soon as we walk there and we wait, let's see when it crashes exactly. Step, turn, step, turn, step, wait, crash. So after it steps on step, it's on step 3. Oh, we need to loop. Okay, we need to loop right here. We need to only loop direction index to be a further index if the current index, yeah, let's see. If the current direction index is equal to 4, we don't want to increment it. We want to set it back to 1 so that it goes back to the initial direction. And then we want to increment it in every other scenario. So let's see if that fixes that. Sweet. Oh, let's see. It's not crashing yet. Let's see. Sweet. Cool. So ideally it would be cool to turn this walking functionality into a function that says, like, ideally what we can do is say, like, a function that takes in 4 arguments and it's the walking steps. So it's like walk down 2 sprites and then walk right 2 sprites, walk up 2 sprites, walk left 2 sprites, and then loop. So that way we can essentially do the same code, but then give our different NPCs, you know, because like if they all walk in a square like this, it's pretty apparent that we only built it for one thing. But we can kind of turn it into a function where we can make them walk in a long rectangle. Maybe we can modify the wait times. So maybe that's another parameter that function can take. Because like maybe some walk in a square and never stop. Maybe some walk in a long rectangle and walk as soon as they turn. So maybe we can turn this into something a little more robust so that it's not just so simple where every NPC is just walking in a square, right? Because like this is the walk state. Now there is I am noticing every once in a while it resets the I think we might need to reset. Well, I haven't seen it since I pointed that out, but it's like the first step, or as soon as they stop, it kind of defaults their sprite to the default idle sprite. So if in their walking animation they just changed to their hand forward and then it changes to idle, it could swap their hands, kind of like that right there, but it's not a big deal. Okay, sweet. Okay, so we've got our guy walking and they're colliding with us, so we can't move them, and they can push us. So this is cool. So we've got a walk state for the NPCs now. I do want to try to make one more NPC, because now that we've made the idle states, or the NPC states, it should be easy to add another one. So, I mean, the hard thing is that we're gonna have to make the artwork for it. So, I do want to see, there was this unused sprite in Link's Awakening. Where is it? And this is exactly how I imagined the main guy. It's this beard guy. So I'm kind of curious. Oh, this is it doesn't have any walking animations, so we'll try to make our own. This is going to be the wizard that kind of guides us. So he's like the main guy that we're going to be able to talk to. So let's make something similar to this. We'll make a little wizard. So let us make a new file here. And you know what we'll need? I think what we'll do is we'll open up our Villager 1 Atlas and we will save it as I'll just call it Mage Atlas. And we'll save it as a PNG. Okay. So this is just, if we mimic, all characters right now I'm doing have two different, face down, face up, face left, face right, and then both the cycles for the animation. So this will be our mage. I want the mage to have like a staff that he walks with. So maybe he's got a staff. And then I want him to have a beard. Dude, pixel art is so tough. And then we'll try to give him I like the idea of his nose sticking out like a... Or like the shadows would be like right under his hood here, because you can't see his face. It's hard to say if that's like readable at all as a... I mean, I kind of get it, right? Like you can see a beard and you can see a staff. Ideally we have the feet would be lower here. it's just so hard to give him shape, you know? Like, so hard to make it look like a hood and look like he's got an arm that's like off to the side. That's too big of a nose, huh? I'm kind of curious because this guy... Gosh, theirs looks so good. It's pretty readable. The side is where the beard is really sold. But as far as the shape goes, it's kind of like a hood triangle and then arms kind of round out. So I think then the feet kind of come out. So like each part is kind of distinct. Dang, the beard goes even to the floor. I mean, yeah, that reads as a Gandalf type guy. I want this staff to maybe have like a orb. But, you know, orb is not a very easy shape to do in pixel art when you're limited like this. So maybe he's just got like a... I don't know. It kind of just... I think we'll leave it like that. Let's get his beard shaped a little bit better. Where his feet belong. Maybe his feet are just under his cloak. But how would we make it? Like, maybe we can make his beard sway left to right, like as if his feet were kind of pushing his beard out of the way with every step. But I do think we need a bit more shading to kind of... Well, let's see. Yeah, there's like no shading at all. It's just like a square nose. I think I want like another shade of beard. Looks weird. That's not too bad. That's kind of cool. I kind of like him. I think we'll leave that as like a starting point, and we'll try to see if we can get a different frame so that he can step. You know, I kind of want him to like lift up his staff and then put it down. So let's see. What I'm gonna do is make a new 16 by 16 and then add a new frame so we can test the animation. Where is he? There he goes. Okay. Okay, so if his, and you know what, I think we need to shift his beard one way right now, as if his, no, let's leave his beard in the middle. Because, like, that'll be his idle one should be, like, neutral beard, but then when he steps, we'll have his beard scoot to the left. Because that's when his staff will come up. And then I want his arm here to kind of come backwards too. Well, let's see. Yeah, we need his feet to move. Yeah, it looks like he's kind of like moving his moving his arm. I think his arm should maybe move up and down rather than back. Because it looks like it's kind of on his hips here. I also want to play with the idea. So, like, one thing that we haven't done yet with Tashio is that when he's spellcasting, he has to hold the essence of an element in order to be able to use its power. So he needs to, like, once he's got a spellcast active, he's going to be holding a little orb. So I think it might be cool to give Wizard here an orb to hold. And he's holding, like, whatever mystical orb that we can't even unlock in the game or whatever, like a special OP orb. So maybe he's holding it like that. too much difference, right? Let's try this again. I don't know, I don't like it. Let's see what it looks like moving downwards. I like him. I think we're off to a good start. Like it looks, to me, it looks really readable. It looks like an old wizard with a staff and an orb in his hand. It looks pretty clear to me, but that is not necessarily the case. It's just so straight. Such a straight line there. I don't like it. I think let's try another direction. Let's try to move it off to the side to the left. I don't know, man. It doesn't look good already. I don't know, it's just weird. It's weird. yeah, I don't know. It's not there. You know, it's not horrible, but it could use some finesse. This is looking better. There we go. That's looking better. I like him. I think he looks cool. Like that would be him walking down. Nice. Yeah, I just don't like this spot here, I think. Oops. I want there to be like a tiny bit of sag in his hood too when he steps. But it's so hard to do subtle movement with the limitation here. Yeah, I think the top of his hood needs to change just a little bit, either with shading or the outline a bit. But I'm liking it. I think it's a great start. And maybe his feet should come out on the other side just a bit. So his feet should be out more on the right side on this instance. Okay, sweet. Let's try to do some shading difference on the hood here. Just subtle, just so it looks... Okay. I'm liking that. It's pretty close, like... Sweet. And then here's how it would look all tiny. Yeah. I guess to me it doesn't really look like his feet are moving, but he's a wizard, right? So it might look like he's kind of gliding. He's doing like some like Tai Chi smooth walking underneath his robe or whatever. I like that because it kind of looks like he's like doing his fushigi, David Bowie labyrinth ball thing there. Kind of looks like he's twirling it a little bit. I like it. Okay. I like that for the first 2 frames. So let's just save our progress here for our first 2 frames. Go into our mageAtlas. We will put our new mageAtlas 1 there, and then our second frame of mageAtlas will go right here next to it. Okay, and then Y. Sweet. Okay, sweet. So we've got 2 of the 8 sprites for our mage, at least for this initial attempt. And we're going to save as a PNG. It's called mageAtlas. So now if we look at our thing here, we've got a mageAtlas in our Git now. And then we have a new NPC walk state. So let's go ahead and add all. And commit with a message saying we added NPC walking in circle and started our mageAtlas. So tomorrow I'm hoping to build out the rest of the directions for the mage, and then we should be able to easily insert another mage that walks in a circle just like our villager NPC. So that'll be tomorrow. Thanks for hanging, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate everyone hanging in and lurking and just chilling. So we'll raid out. I'll just go raid Basie again. He's got a cool Qbert remake going on with a Kiwi. So yeah, we'll raid out to him again just because he's cool. And then thanks for watching, and then I'll be here tomorrow. Peace out, guys.